Now, though, we want to bring in Bradley Bowman. He is the senior director at the Foundation for Defense of Democracy Center on Military and Political Power. Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us. Let's talk through what we think we are about to see. As our Keir Simmons, who's on the ground there in Egypt, mentioned, he believes that this will be this sort of air of celebration with an attitude of let's get to work. Talk, though, about what we may see in practice and also just symbolically what this agreement and this group of world leaders. There's President Trump walking in right now, it appears, to this summit in Egypt. He's made his way from the airport. How significant is what is about to unfold?
I think it's incredibly significant. This is clearly an extraordinary day. It's so good to see these 20 surviving hostages finally back home in Israel. There are important tasks and difficult days ahead, and it begins, frankly, here in moments. But this is an example, in my view, of what the United States can accomplish when Washington establishes clear goals. It leads on the international stage, stands with our closest allies, and combines diplomatic pressure and military strength. And I think it's that combination of American diplomatic leadership and, frankly, Israeli military pressure on the ground that got us to this point. This is a major accomplishment, I think, for the United States and for Israel and, frankly, for all people of good faith. There's an opportunity here to carve out a better future for both Israel and Palestinians. It's going to be very, very difficult. Hamas retains what I would call its sick ideology. It retains power and retains its weapons. So who is going to oversee the disarmament of Hamas? I mean, this isn't going to be like the British after Yorktown, filing out in single file orderly line, laying down their weapons. You know, this could be very difficult. And so the fact that you have so many leaders coming to Sharm El-Sheik from both Europe and the Middle East is very, very positive. There's an opportunity here if I think the Trump administration keeps its focus and continues to lead and build broad coalitions to try to serve American and regional interests based on principles that we share.
What you said just a moment ago, you posted on social media this morning that this is an extraordinary day, but there are difficult days ahead. What do you think is the biggest obstacle right now?
I think the biggest obstacle is Hamas and frankly, the opinion of many Palestinians. We all want a better future for Palestinians, but until we have a decisive majority of Palestinians rejecting Hamas's ideology and recognizing that Israel has existed, does exist, and will continue to exist, until that happens, I think we're going to struggle to have tangible and durable progress toward a better future for Palestinians. And I think it's important that Democrats in the United States recognize that this is a very positive thing and that Republicans and Democrats should be unified in trying to build this better future. And we should stop trying to apply pressure on Israel, because when we do that, that creates the perception among Hamas and Hamas supporters that there's a wedge that can be driven among Americans and thereby between Americans and Israelis. And it entices them into the idea that they can divide the United States and Israel and that there might be a future for this sick ideology. Only until that sick ideology is set aside by most Palestinians will we be able to finally have the future for both Israel and Palestinians that we all want.
I understand that what you're saying is that is difficult, but I guess my question is, do you think that is possible? How does something like that work in practice? Who is the arbiter, of understanding if that is in fact the case on the ground or not?
Right. No, it's going to come down to individuals, but we've seen incredible suffering in Gaza, suffering that was not happening on October 6th. And I think we have to look at the role of Qatar here, and we have to work with Arab partners of goodwill and try to, one, disarm Hamas, as I said, deprive it of leadership, get international forces in there that can promote peace and security and begin to bring a better life for Palestinians so they can see that they can have the life they want if they choose peace over trying to exterminate the world's only majority Jewish state.
Brad Bowman, good to have you with us. Appreciate your analysis this morning.